All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99, all boxing, everything. Make sure y'all subscribe. All right, y'all, so I had to give my 2 cents on this one. Some people asked me about this fight or potential circus match. I don't know, man. I really don't know what's going on with the world right now, but let me go ahead and give you all my thoughts on this, man. As y'all know, Clarissa Shields, she's been having this obsession, like, over the past few years of calling certain fighters out. And once again, she pinpoints Keith Thurman again, Keith one-time Thurman, and she wants to take him on in a boxing match, right? She continues to hit it, call him out, hit him on Twitter, say, that's the fight that she wants. And, she continues to call him out in interviews and let everybody know on social media she wants to fight a man. She wants to fight Keith Thurman. Like I said before that, I know she had talked about holding her own against fighters like Sean Porter, Keith Thurman, and even Triple G, right? And I didn't really entertain it back then as far as doing videos on it because I thought it was just, just a joke, just talk. But as of lately, it seems like it's getting a little serious with her. I don't know how serious, because, I know she's looking to build up her social media following, and this could be a strategy, as far as making herself more of a heel right now. But, she continues to call out Keith Thurman. And, Keith Thurman, he finally acknowledged it in an interview. And like he said, his main question was, why does she keep calling him out? Like, what does she want with him? And his response was, look, I would do it if it was like an exhibition and she'd have to wear headgear. And I would only use my jab. Okay, that's what he said. He would only use his jab and she would have to put headgear on. And it would have to be for some type of like fundraiser. He said, look, if it meant something big for like some type of fundraiser like Roy Jones, Mike Tyson, their exhibition, if it was that type of exhibition for, kids, then he was like, I'm all for it. That's fine. And even then, I guess he's going to try to go light on her. But my opinion on the whole thing is, look, I know I've said some things about Keith Thurman in the past as far as the inactivity and, talking trash. But in this one, I'm 100% on his side. But I don't even think he needs to acknowledge it because we all know how this thing would play out. Even if it was exhibition and he goes in there and jabs her up and possibly concusses her even with headgear on, we know whose fault it would be. It would be his fault. Everybody would be calling her a hero for taking on the man. But if he dropped her with a shotgun jab just to teach her a lesson, they would be on Keith. They would be on Keith's helmet. They really would. So to me, I don't even think I would entertain it as an exhibition because intergender fights are just something that I'm totally against 100%. That's something we shouldn't even entertain. And that's just something I'm looking at with the way of the world right now. Like we already have the thing going on with, trans women in sports and, the whole situation with that. And I know this might seem harmless even with Clarissa Shields, but if she is somewhat serious, this is all it's going to take right now. This is all it's going to take is to start off little, introduce it little at a time, like the intergender fight as exhibition, right? And if she does something well, like even hold her own or tries to outbox him, even like for 2 or 3 rounds, it's going to start giving all these other women false confidence or even like these promoters saying, you know what, let's give this thing a chance. And people think I'm crazy, but look, Dana White's already dabbling in some crap called power slap, right? We thought that was a joke. But the way of the world right now, I wouldn't be surprised if they ever tried like an intergender type boxing league, maybe in the next 5 or 6 years, just because of the way people are so the way people are so afraid to just go ahead and speak their mind and say this is wrong. So for me, I think, okay, Clarissa might just be clout chasing. She might just be saying, hey, this is how good of a boxer I'm, man. But I think she just needs to stay in her lane. You don't hear men trying to call her out. Like you don't hear Bud saying, okay, I'm 2-time undisputed, I'm better than Clarissa or something like that, or saying, you know what, if she came into the ring, I would whoop her. Men don't do that. That's not something that should be done. So for Clarissa, I think she should just stay in her lane as a woman and continue to set goals in women, just continue to accomplish goals in women's boxing, even possibly WMMA. That's where I'd rather see her go. I'd rather see her fight, in the PFL Or I'd rather go ahead and see her fight like exhibition with Chris Cyborg or Amanda Nunes before she fought somebody like Keith Thurman. Nobody wants to see that. That's crap, just like power slap. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to see that. We know they're not on the same level. They don't have the same abilities. Now, when it comes down to like IQ, it's possible, but all it takes is one punch from a man. Now, I know she said I didn't go say I could go knock him out. She says, you know, I believe I can outbox him, but I don't even think she's able to do that. I think Keith still has the athleticism and the speed and the timing, you know, of still, you know, a solid man champion. That's how I have to put it. You know, he's just that much. He's going to be that much stronger, that much more polished, I believe, if he's on his game. But yeah, when it comes to Keith Thurman entertaining it, I don't even think he should at this point. I know he probably thinks of it as a joke, but he shouldn't even do like exhibition with her. As for Clarissa, I think this is just how it is sometimes. It's just like a mental thing with fighters. And, you know, people are going to say, oh, you don't know because you're not boxing. Well, it doesn't take a boxer to know when a person is getting a little bit too big for themselves. You know what I mean? Like, you see it every day with businesses when people tend to think that, hey, I got to this level, let's try this next. You know, it's just the way of the world sometimes. Whenever you have people, when they're able to accomplish so many things, they're never going to be satisfied. There's just certain desires that are never going to be satisfied, and people are going to keep trying to step it up until that higher power knocks you back down with a big taste of humble pie. You know what I mean? So Clarissa could be facing that. Like, it might not be Keith Thurman, but the way she's calling out Keith Thurman, the same way Ronda Rousey was messing around calling out Floyd Mayweather, she could very much well meet somebody named Shadeja Green one day or Savannah Marshall in a rematch, and they could give her all that she handled just because, you know, she's focused on the wrong things. See, when she had her mindset just on women's boxing and moving that way, that's fine. But when you start to believe, oh, I can take on this, take on that, you know, you start to lose it. You start to lose the dedication, and that's why I'm just like, I really have to take my hat off to some champions like Andre Ward, even Floyd Mayweather, when they can finally find that stopping point to not, you know, wreck themselves. Like, Floyd still is getting in the ring, but it's all about exhibitions now. You know, he's not putting his record on the line. He's not risking himself anymore, or he's not dabbling in MMA or something he knows he can't handle. You know, she's trying to tackle something else. Like I said, I don't know if it's true or not, but the way she's putting it out there, I feel like there's going to be a lot of women now, and even, you know, just a lot of women watching on social media feeling like she has a chance, because there were people that actually thought she could knock Amanda Nunes out. What does that tell you? You know, people that don't know MMA really believe that Claressa Shields could only take 2 or 3 fights and then she could fight Amanda Nunes and knock her out. No, it's a different world. So, you know, if she goes in there in the boxing ring against somebody like Keith Thurman, Gennady Golovkin, Sean Porter, any of them guys, they would hurt her. Even off of a 1.5-year layoff or 2-year layoff for Golovkin, he would still concuss her. If that's just in a boxing match, he wouldn't even have to try to knock her out, you know? So, look, shout out to Clarissa. I respect her as a boxer, but like I said, my 2 cents on this, when you start talking intergender fights and all of that, it's just too much, you know? I don't even want to picture that with what we got going on now, like I said, with the whole, you know, trans women on swim teams and, you know, going on, you know, that's a war in itself right now. But having to try to put this thing together, I hope it is just a joke or just clout chasing for her to build up her following, but it's not really a good look on her part. Yeah, the other thing I just wanted to say is, yeah, because when you look at some of these champions, like with Clarissa, you know, she's accomplished so much, they start to feel like that they can do anything. But you still have to have a cap somewhere. You still have to have a ceiling. That's what I believe. Like, nobody is going to be the greatest or the best in the world. Like, I mean, everybody can be talented and, you know, they can set goals, but when they start thinking that they can do certain things that they know they're not supposed to, that's when they start to step out of line, to me. Like, I believe, yeah, you can go on multi-division world champion, on a multi-division world champion hunt, or you can, you know, win multiple world titles, try to keep your undefeated record, but there's still a line there. Like, for her, you can do that in the women with women, but you can't step out of line and start trying to fight men. You know, you just can't do that. So, hey, I hope she's not going out that way, because like I said, the more you start trying to feed into these desires and trying to feel like nobody can stop you or you're invincible, you will get knocked down. We've seen it so many times, guys. But that's how I feel on that. Let me know what y'all think. Combo Breaker 99. Make sure y'all subscribe. I'm out. Peace.